Flags, whistles and huge crowds. Some say even President Milosevic's downfall 25 years ago didn't bring as many to Belgrade's streets. Certainly this was one of the biggest demonstrations in modern Serbian history. It's a student-driven demand for change that's galvanized support from much wider parts of society.
We need to send a message that we as a people, we want a state, our country, to work.
This kind of energy must lead to something. If those in power are rational and realize nobody supports them, they will step down.
There isn't enough freedom. Institutions don't function properly.
Near-daily protests started following the collapse of a train station roof in Novi Sad in November. 15 people died, and demonstrators blamed the disaster on corruption.
This is a movement that poses a significant threat to the 12-year rule of President Aleksander Vuchich, a right-wing populist that demonstrators say has overseen years of corrosive corruption and authoritarianism. But calling it an anti-government movement doesn't quite get to the heart of what all this is about.
Tamara Naumovic is a PhD student at the University of Belgrade and part of her faculty's protest body. She tells me bringing down Vucic isn't the focus.
So we don't want people to change and the system to stay the same, corrupt and inefficient. We want the system to change first, and then we can manage the people who are going to manage the government.
The protesters also insist this is not about party politics or whether Serbia leans to the EU or Russia. Their demands are accountability for the Novi Sad disaster, dropping charges against protesters and more funding for higher education. But the root sentiment is something more fundamental. A change in the way Serbia is run from the ground up, not the top down. Rory, Challands, Al Jazeera, Belgrade.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.